Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Ow, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are back with another show, and today's show is just all local news. I just want to get through it. It was so many different stories I wanted to cover, and I said, just make it a local news show. So today we're discussing local news topic. We're going over everything. We got, oh my goodness, we got everything. We got some updates for you. We're going to end on a very, very sad story, but it's something we need. You know what I say all the time? We need to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Shout out to the hats. Anyways, we got we got an announcement, some good news. So we got a full show to get to. But before I do that, shout out to the members, shout out to the moderators, and shout out to the crew. Thank y'all for coming back for another show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for some of you all who have been up all night watching what's going on in the beef sector, I thank you for even joining me to just get a dose of something else for a little bit. So thank you for coming over here. Now, I wouldn't be me if I did not ask you to give me a hug. Go on and hit that like button right now. I don't understand why you waiting. All likes matter. I'm currently sitting on 2 likes. I'm sure some of y'all can give me a little hug, give me some love. And if you are new here, please, as always, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so you'll know when the next video drop. And if you want to show me some love, you can always do so at $ Roman L. Jackson. It always goes back to me, the channel, supporting me, helping me upgrade, all of those great things. And thank you again for being here this morning. What are we on? Tuesday the 24th? Baby, this month is just going by. I remember us just talking about Happy New Year. Now we talking about the February 1st. Anyways, good morning, crew. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Thank y'all for being here for another little roundup of some news and everything that's going on in the world. And it's always weird. There's so much stuff that I always find. I read one story, then it leads me to another story that gets me to another story. And I said we all just need to talk about it today. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for continuously supporting this channel, watching the videos. Replay crew, we ain't even get in. We're 4 minutes in and I'm already telling you thank you. Thank you if you catch this on the replay crew. Make sure you hit that like button and give me some support, some love, all those great things. Now, let me just say this. I apologize that I did not come live yesterday. But if you're the crew and you know Sunday you was here for our conversation, you sort of understood why you probably wasn't gonna see me on Monday morning. Anyways, I'm here. We're back. We got some stuff to get into. Let me see who's in the building. Good morning, crew. Hey, Zaire. Good morning, and thank you for being here. Chef Don. Good morning, sir. Thank you for being here. Hey, Miss Toby. Be right back. Okay. Thank you. Hot spicy tea. Good morning. Hey, Marty. King's Mina. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, y'all. Fates, good morning. Thank you for being here, Fates. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming through Cash App and bullshit. Good morning. Quick, good morning. Gotta go. Okay, Camp Me. Thank you for even stopping in. I like that. Thank you. Kervixen, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank y'all for coming through. Miss Demita Joe, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Demis O. Thank you for coming through. Always smile when I make it. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it, y'all. I really do appreciate it. Um, so before I start today's show off, we got like a lot of topics to get through today, and we're gonna get through them all. Before I start today's show, I want to kick off, of course, with a quote, some positive news, and then we getting right into the fuckery of the world today. I'm just making sure everything is nicely loaded up back here because y'all know what we not doing today. We not playing with the Wi-Fi. We not playing with the Wi-Fi today. So let me just make sure everything is loaded up in this back. Just going to, I'm literally just clicking on the tab, making sure everything looks good. And while I'm doing that, I hope y'all don't hit that like button. Gave me some love. Shout out to y'all. I missed y'all. My bad for yesterday. You know, had a little life to live. We did get some mail. We got a package from you know who. Thank you so much. I went too late yesterday to the post office to pick it up, so I have to go today. They closed at the PO box is closed at 5, and the station closed at 7. So I'm gonna go today and pick it up. I think it's something for Eli. And so thank you. Well, I'll probably even open that up on Sunday on our regular day. Neries, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so let's get into the show. So the first thing I want to do is give you all this quote of the day that I saw, and I saw it over the weekend. And I said, "Ooh, that's good." So this goes on, and it says, "What others think about you isn't important. Your only job is to keep growing and glowing." And that is so true. We get bogged down on what other people think about us and how we can change this or do that or be like someone else. But if none of that you want to be like is helping you to grow and you to glow, you literally have to check yourself out. Like if you're not happy or satisfied by what you're doing to be like someone else, you need to figure that out. And that's depression, that's anger, that's people who are hiding who they really are. So I wanted to bring that out, make sure everybody that hit home just a little bit. What others think about you isn't important. Your only job is to keep growing and glowing. And then how do you assess your own growth and how do you assess glowing? And we talked about that at the end of last year with our 4 key words for this year, which is affirmations, convictions, evolution, and having faith in yourself. So that's a great way to monitor your growth. Now, I saw this other quote, and I thought this was great. And this can go to anyone, but it's specifically shouting out Black men. So, dear Black men, 2023 must be the year of accountability. If you see me slipping, grab me. If you see me falling, catch me. If you see me procrastinating, shake me. And if you catch me sleeping, wake me. Tighten up every circle till ain't no more holes in this boat. And I really, really like that. Shout out to the guy that put that together. I really, really do like that quote. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, everybody is for their own, but you see a lot of sisterhood and unity, and you see a lot of LGBTQIA unity. But we need some brotherhood unity too. We need to see more of that going around. Even I challenge myself to be more of a brother to people, to folks, to Black men. So again, and I don't want to be repetitive, but it's a beautiful quote, and to make sure I spoke on it. So, black men, 2023 must be the year of accountability. If you see me slipping, grab me. If you see me falling, catch me. If you see me procrastinating, shake me. And if you catch me sleeping, wake me. Tighten up every circle till ain't no more holes in this boat. And I was telling my friends, oh, we're going to tighten up every circle. I literally got it from them because they sent it around to the group. And then I saw it and I was like, okay, this is a cute thing I'm gonna share with the crew. So Cheryl Lee Ralph low key said that. Okay, tighten up. She did. I love my nose. Okay, good morning, Brick Girl. Good morning. Thank y'all for being here. All right, y'all. So let's get into today's show, baby. I'm just gonna hit it off. I'm just gonna hit it off with what's really been going on out in the world. So we got a lot of shit going on, a lot of different stories. Today's gonna be focused more so on the craziness of it all. So now the first story comes from us out of Michigan. Okay, Michigan. Now I gotta ask y'all something. I gotta ask y'all something. Let me see. Where you at? 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 So this first story comes to us out of, is it Michigan? I'm trying to make sure. Is it Michigan? Oh, Georgia. Okay, I'm like that don't look too right to come out of Michigan. So our first story comes to us out of Georgia. Now check this shit out, right? So let's say you normally every day send your kid on the same bus to school, right? And then every day that bus driver drops your child off at that bus stop, normal bus stop. Well, the district decides to send a substitute on your route because the normal bus driver isn't here. And the substitute, as she's dropping off your child, tells you, I'm not dropping your child off to you because I don't know if you're the parent or not. So the bus driver decides to close the door on you and drive off. Now, there's a number of things that could happen. You could call the police. The bus driver could call the police too. Like, hey, we got angry parents out here. I don't know who kid is what. I'm not releasing no kids. So I'm about to keep going to the next route. Because see, there's these ID tags that kids are supposed to wear that lets them know what stop. But after 6 months of going to school, the bus driver knows there's no need to wear the tag. So you have a bus full of students with no tags on. Well, y'all get into this shit. How about the bus driver slap one of the parents? Now, I had when this coming to us out of Georgia. Now, I had to watch the clip of it to make sure. Now, what parent you slap? And we know how this went down. So, this first story, why do I always do that? This first story, bus driver video shows physical altercation between a Georgia parent and a school bus driver. So what's going on, and I'm going to play the clip for you, is that this bus driver pulled up to a stop and let certain kids off who had ID tags, and the other kids she slammed them off. So this mom walked on the bus like, come here, let's go. And the bus driver decked the hell out of her. The bus driver is the first person to initiate an assault. She decked the heck out of the parent. The parent backed up off the bus. I said, that's your mistake, parent. I ain't no fucking way I'm gonna get decked off the bus. Now you decked me, so now I have a reason to fight you. I already wanted to. But she got off the bus, closed the door with her child in there. The lady pulls the bus up to a stoplight, and some ruly parent pulls her car in front of the bus to stop the bus from moving, and kids are jumping out the windows, throwing their backpacks out the window. I said, this is some third world shit. How do you get like this? So y'all check this. Let me play from over here. Y'all check this clip out. And shout out to the crew. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me though. Where you at? No. Oh, here it goes.
Hey! Hey! We don't do that! Are you nuts? No! Hey! 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 Oh my fucking god!
Ain't no way. Ain't no way my baby jumping out the window. Out Roman would have been at that door. Sit your ass down. You better not jump out no window. Are you kidding me? And so the bus driver lady's response to this whole entire situation was she felt justified. She felt like she was in the right. So she goes on to say, she takes her left hand and she assaults the parent right here on her neck, adding that the parent quickly hit the driver back. I think in the moment it was like smack, smack. She closes the doors and it was kind of like, okay, I can't tame you guys, so I'll take your kids now. And she had a smirk on her face and drove away with our kids. So I asked myself, I said, Roman, call the police or street justice? I said, call the police and street justice. I'm definitely going to call the police. But in the meantime, oh baby, you opening this door up. You opening this door up. So now we're at what happens to this lady. So they're gonna press charges on this woman because she was a substitute bus driver. She had just started and they had trained. See, here's the thing, they had trained her that you have to check ID tags on these bags. And so after she refused to let students off, they're saying that was the first sign she should have called a bus agent, like somebody over her, or a police officer, but she took matters into her own hands and slapped the woman. So now they're going to conduct an internal investigation on this woman. She's been suspended. And they're also looking into if criminal charges could be filed. I said, if criminal charges could be filed, honey, you got a case. You have a case. First of all, let's talk about emotional trauma in front of all these students. And then the reckless endangerment of you driving. You sped that bus off. Everybody could have got whiplash off that shit. So yeah, I think there are criminal charges to come forward. Check out this news clip. It gives you another video angle of this incident that I couldn't get because I couldn't find that one. Crazy ass woman. And shout out to y'all. Come through for the loading up. Come through for the loading up.
And developing now, a Paulding County school bus driver now out of a job after an argument with frustrated parents spiraled out of control.
Tonight, the Dallas Police Department is looking into pursuing criminal charges. Joe Ripley has new video of the confrontation that has gone viral.
I don't know why or even how it got to that point. It should have never even gotten to that point.
Parent Dana Toole on the situation that ended up getting a substitute bus driver fired from the Paulding County School District. Toole had 2 kids on that bus. Social media video shows a parent slapping the bus driver after parents say she wouldn't let kids off and push the parent trying to get on the bus. After the slap, the driver shuts the door and drives off with the kids.
The parents were really reckless, irresponsible at the time. I think things should have been definitely handled a lot differently than they were.
The district says young students are required to wear a bus stop tag on their book bag. We're told at least one child did not have theirs, so the bus driver was hesitant to let them off. Paulding County residents tell me this is one of the busiest intersections in the county. Jimmy Campbell Parkway and Old Harris Road.
It's always busy. It's like we've watched a couple accidents here. You know, people point out in front of each other. Sometimes there's pedestrians coming across.
Yako Swanepoel witnessed the confrontation. After the bus drove off and stopped at a light, video shows kids throwing backpacks and trying to climb out of the windows to parents.
Nobody knows really who's to blame as far as I know. Some people are blaming the bus driver and some people are blaming the parents, but yeah, I don't really know.
Dallas police were called to respond. They tell 11 Alive charges could be filed against the parent who slapped the bus driver, but more investigation needs to follow. All students eventually got home safely. Dana Toole says the school district needs to make some changes.
Maybe drop-off should be a little different so that way this doesn't happen again.
11 Alive reached out to the school district for comment, but got no response. In Paulding County, Joe Ripley, 11 Alive News.
Hell no. I think that they should have. First of all, let's just be honest. Let me turn my heater off. Hey, I'm in here burning up. My heart is like burning up. So first of all, it should not take. This is my thing about this bus situation. It should not have taken this lady to get to this fit of rage over a mere ID badge. Okay. Clearly, we know kids recognize stops and they recognize parents, right? So let's just take the moral. Let's just take the logical route. My child sitting on the bus sees me. Oh, that's my dad. Yeah. Well, do you have your ID tag? No. And I'm sitting there. Don't you think you should buzz into somebody, call somebody, get somebody out there? Who the hell do you think you are? Now, granted, I absolutely do not. I repeat, I do not want her to ever. I do not want anyone to release a child to someone that they don't know if that's their parent or not. But I do think she should have escalated this. That could have been easily done with. But no, she got decked. Well, she slapped the woman first, and then the woman slapped her back. But then you saw her jump back off the bus, and it's like that could have all been done away with. So no, I don't feel bad for her. I hope she, this is what you get. You substitute bus driver. What the hell did you expect? I mean, I definitely would have assumed your first week at this, you wouldn't have put no shit like this. So she's suspended pending an investigation. Now another parent got criminal charges, possibly on her for slapping the woman back. I hope those get dropped. All right, so let me ask y'all a question. So we're gonna get into this next story, but before I do, I gotta ask y'all a question. Now, if you as a parent sent your child to a school where the school board member sent a tweet that said something along the lines of, I don't want to show y'all it. I just want to know y'all most immediate reaction. So if you get a tweet from a parent that says something along the lines of, come on. It says something along the lines of, these black women are the stupidest. Now, this person who's tweeting this sits on the council board, and they're saying these black women are the stupidest. They're also saying blackness is so evil. It manipulates, then says, I won't apologize for my dishonesty and trauma. What would you want to do? Would you want that person off the board? Would you want them held accountable? Would you want them fired? Be honest with me, crew. Y'all engagement right here is going to help with this story. Please let me know what would you do if you saw that tweet, somebody at your child's school come across something like that? What would you want done? I know me, bitch. You got to go. What is going on here? You got to go. You got to go out. You got to go. An investigation needs to go on, but in the meantime, you have to go. Right? Say what now? Fired? Yes, off the board and accountable. Well, baby, get into this. Y'all. So we have a Michigan school board. Okay, they're calling for this school board member facing cause to resign after tweeting, "Whiteness is so evil." Now, crew, do you feel the same? I'll continue. So we have Mrs. Kayla, what's her name? Kesha Hamilton. So Tuesday of last week, Kesha Hamilton, and we're gonna watch this board clip because she was at a board meeting, and baby, them parents got up and was like, they went off on her. Now these are the tweets. I'm gonna show you. These tweets were uncovered that she tweeted in December of last year, and it came to the surface, right? Just how we do anybody. If this was a white woman and we saw her tweets, we do what I'm doing right now. Come to the surface and, oh my God, this is what you said. But I want to know what everyone's reaction is now. And we're going to hear her reasoning as to why she felt compelled to tweet this. So she goes on and tweets a number of things. She tweets on the 3rd of last year. This guy was talking about how he was going to go, he wanted to, as a black man, go walk in the woods and get his peace of mind. And she replied to that tweet by saying something along the lines of, the last thing you have to worry about is an animal, though that could be a very real threat. More dangerous are any white folks you may see on the trail. Be safe. What? Even I was like, what? Girl. She goes on to say, whiteness is so evil. It manipulates, then says, I won't apologize for my dishonesty and trauma-inducing practices, and thinks you should applaud it for being honest about its ability to manipulate and be dishonest. Now, other tweets resurfaced. These white women are the stupidest. Found another job, eventually thankful the effects of this stuff last. And she just went on and on and on. Baby, she had a field day. So it was all uncovered. So now the Proud White Boys found this out, and so they started posting these flyers all around the town. Jackson School Board hates white people. Fight racism in our schools. My first thing was, so it took this incident for y'all to realize there's racism in schools? Bitch, it's been racism in schools. So now I mean, yeah, okay, great. But now Bitch, where y'all been at? Where the fuck y'all been at? Okay. So she tried to, at this board meeting, which we're going to watch in a second, she tried to explain it. And here's what she said. Now, this is her response, written. She said it, but here's what written. She said the tweet comparing calling white people more dangerous than animals in the woods refers to the challenges Black people in the United States continue to face when attempting to establish and protect their right to freedom of movement. The United States has a longstanding history of efforts aimed at keeping Black people from enjoying freedom of movement and restricting them from entering spaces that have been racialized as white. So that was her justification. Now, does that make it right for her to be working for as a council member on a Michigan school board to be tweeting something like this where she's serving everyone? No, it doesn't. I can't sit here and logically tell you that's right. Because if I do tell you it's right, then it's right for other folks to lodge racist and discriminatory comments towards other races. So it's wrong. All the way around, it's wrong. She could have found a better way to express herself. Unfortunately, came out in her tweet. So they're calling for this woman to resign. Now she has another Black counterpart on this board, and you'll in this clip you'll get to listen to her and what she has to say. But I really wanted to know what you all thought. Do you feel the same? Do you think she should be fired as well? Do you think fired? They need to be fired. Yep, fired. She would have gotten dragged off that bus. Babe, Tyre, drag. I'd have broke that door down. Good morning, Bobby. Good morning. Hey, boo. It does hit different. See what I mean, Brick Girl? It does. It absolutely does, because we all have our own biasness. We all have our own perspectives, our own ways of seeing things and internalizing things. So when I first read the story, I said, now what y'all trying to fire her for? And I read the tweets and I said, well, this don't sound like nothing different than what we heard. And so I said, still, she needs to learn her lesson. That was my thing. My biggest thing with everyone is you need to learn your lesson, girl, because you can't be out here in the world doing this. Now, come on now. You should know. I expected her to know better. So y'all get into this. Get into this board meeting that she sat through and pretty much had to answer these questions about her tweets.
Tonight, I am out front of Jackson High School, where this week residents and others voiced their opinions on a trustee member's tweets. In a meeting held to swear in 2 new officers and elected leadership positions, the focus from those who attended turned to something unrelated to school. 2 tweets sent out in December from her personal account. One from mid-December that you can see on the screen. Trustee Keisha Hamilton says, quote, "Whiteness is so evil. It manipulates, then says, I won't apologize for my dishonesty and trauma-inducing practices, and thinks you should applaud it for being honest about its ability to manipulate and be dishonest." A second tweet was sent earlier in December from her personal account to a response of a man saying, "Black male, alone, raining, foggy, hiking. You write the rest of the script." To which she responded, "The last thing you have to worry about is an animal, though that could be a very real threat. More dangerous are any white folks you may see on the trail. Be safe." Some people in attendance called for Hamilton's resignation.
She accused others for attempting to divide this community. This is exactly what she wants. This is why she is here. It is not for the students, the district, or the community. It is for her fame and notoriety and the intentional distraction from the great work that this district does. These posts were made to incite and divide with no explanation of her supposed intention until after she incited all this anger. She knows exactly what she's doing.
While others came out in support of Hamilton.
I know it's important to be able to have these kinds of discussions in the classroom. It's important to be able to have these kinds of discussions at the faculty level and also here with the board. So I hope that you don't dismiss her comments. I hope that you don't represent her as evil, but she brings something that's vitally important to us, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Keisha.
The meeting drew in about 100 people. School officials made the decision to bring in uniformed police officers for protection. Hamilton explained what she meant by her tweets by saying whiteness is a construct, a normalization with a foundation in white supremacy, as referenced by the murder of George Floyd, the massacre of black residents in Buffalo, New York, the attempted kidnapping of Governor Whitmer, the January 6th insurrection, and inconsistencies with the criminal justice system.
The real issue is not actually about me, and I realize that. What I am experiencing publicly as a Black woman is what many of our Black students and other vulnerable and marginalized groups are experiencing privately. The national temperature is at a boiling point, and this type of bullying, intimidation, gaslighting, ignoring, and attempting to silence that we have seen for a very long time, not only from individuals outside of this county, but also from this board table, is what's causing our educational system to fail here in Jackson.
At the end of the meeting, other board members spoke on what happened and are ready to move forward.
We have a lot of work to do. We can only address these issues if we can come together, agree to disagree, understand, take the time to ask those clarifying questions. At the fundamental level, our actions, our words, our beliefs should come from a place of love.
Your Jackson neighborhood reporter, Joe Gebhardt.
Thoughts? What do you all think now? Do you think that she should be suspended and fired, or do you think that they should examine this and ask those questions? It's a really honest thing to examine. You know, if you allow something like something like this to happen, who's to say someone else in the district who might be feeling that way would then try to test it? Well, she did it, so I can do it. It's almost like you really have to nip it in the bud. And she did take accountability for her actions. She really did. She took accountability and she explained it thoroughly. See, you won't get that oftentimes when it's done in the reverse. Explain, why do you feel this way? It'll often lead to violence, guns and drugs. She gave a really good reason. So, my opinion is a lesson needs to be learned. However, they do need to give it some thought. There is some thought that needs to be given here. I have no skin in the game on this one. Talk about these history books. I'm not interested in their selective outrage while they're trying to whitewash history. Okay, she was not wise for posting that. Exactly. But she's not wrong. Bump what you heard. Okay, good morning, Miles. What up, Miles? Thank you for coming through. Thank you. It does hit different. Yeah, it does. It does. So I don't know. I'm gonna stay tuned to see if this woman is suspended or if something does happen to her. So let's get into this next story. So you have this 15-year-old girl. Okay. She decides to go to the movies, meet her friends at the movies. Now, her other friends came together. She was the one that decided to have her mom drop her off. And she told her mom, I'm going to catch a ride with my friends back home. So her friend's granddad pulls up and picks only them up and say, no, I can't drop her off. So she decides to stay there. And I guess some security guard that was around her was like, I'll watch her while, we wait on her mother or someone to call. So she goes and tries to call her mom. Mom doesn't pick up the phone. Mom's phone is not working or something. So he and her go back into the movie theater. Now, this is where things get interesting. They go back into the movie theater and cameras catch them going. Now, she says she was looking for her cell phone in the theater that she had just came out of. However, cameras caught her and him going into a completely different theater that was nothing like the theater that she had came out of. And so her mother came, she got in the car. Her mom told her my phone wasn't working. She doesn't say nothing about the situation. She wakes up the next day. She tells her mother about the incident. They contact the police. The police then steps in and arrests this girl. But now as more details come out, it's appearing as if this young girl and him either set this up together in the movies, and the whole story about the granddad not wanting to drop her off was a lie, or it is the truth. We don't know. But the police are saying it's very odd how she was looking for her cell phone, but she went in a completely different angle in a completely different theater, and they both stayed in there some time. So I want y'all to check this out. And it's like, here we go. There's two things here. Either he was in the wrong, either or he was in the wrong. She's a 15-year-old girl. Like, your ass do need to be arrested, you pervert. You're a 31-year-old security guard at a movie theater. Now, not only are you causing damages to the yourself, but the movie theater, the security firm you work for, everyone has to now, oh, you hiring people who trying to sleep with the little girls at the movies. So yeah, he's definitely wrong. But the other thing here is, let's talk about fast girls. Now, if this is true, she did want to, what the fuck are you doing? You're 15 years old. There's no way either the grandfather should have left her. He should have waited with her. Yes, I said it. Yes, he should have waited. The fuck you pulling off for? It's a 15. You got everybody else, but you leaving her. That's kind of fucked up with the security guard. So I kind of was like, okay, maybe, I don't know. So it had me feeling kind of about this story. So we have this security guard who they're claiming sexually battered this 15-year-old at a Florida movie theater. Very odd. Okay, very odd. Little girl was being fast, but she is a minor, so it's still wrong. Absolutely the same thing I was thinking. And thank y'all for coming in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, please. She was wrong for posting, but she wasn't wrong for what she said. They were her feelings, and facts. Absolutely. Thank you, Bobby, for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good morning, Leanne. I have to watch the replay to catch this topic. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming through. Trust me, I was fast as my granny used to call him. And see, that's the thing. I instantly looked at the story and said, girl, I already get it. I had a cousin. We grew up together. I already know. You know what I'm saying? And so here's a situation where here's the problem though. You as a grown ass man, this is what happens when you think, it's all sweet. Oh, you are in more fire than she could ever be in. Now she should be in fire with her parents, but here's who knows. So check this story out. The fuck is wrong with people? Now he got this on his record in the movie theater.
I read in the report, it says that the victim felt like she was scared and thought that her attacker would hurt her. In the report, that she saw that the security guard was armed and that he gestured towards his gun, which her not to tell anyone. And this is 31-year-old Ocastor Williams. He is an armed security guard for night security of Gainesville Public Safety. Ocala police say the Knights subcontract with Hollywood 16 in Ocala. On Saturday night, while the 15-year-old victim was waiting for a ride home, police say Williams offered to watch over her. In the arrest report, police write the teen thought Williams was taking her to an exit when he took her into an empty movie theater instead. He then took her up to the front behind a curtain and then sexually assaulted her. The teen told her mom what happened the next day.
If something like this has happened to anybody, we want to know about it. Obviously, we want to put the bad people, the bad whoever in jail. Obviously, that's our main goal. We don't want anybody to feel like they can't tell anybody. Come and tell me. Come and tell whoever. But we need to stop this and bring justice to our victims.
Police say they found evidence in that movie theater to support the victim's claims. Police say that Williams told him he was just trying to help the teen find her cell phone, even though police say it was a movie theater she hadn't been in. Police are thanking this teen for coming forward and being courageous enough to tell her story. In Ocala.
Now, this should be a huge fucking lesson for people who work, for men who actually do this kind of shit and their authority as a security officer. There's no way. I tried to my hardest sit here and think, how was it possible? There's no fucking way you lead me to believe that this man who works at this movie theater didn't see this girl already when she went in the theater. They didn't see each other, and either he plotted on her or not. So now his whole life is ruined. Here we go with the signal. What's up? Okay, it look like I'm back. All right. Sorry for the signal. Make sure you hit that like button. Definitely a fast ass girl. If you ask me now, if you ask me, not want to victim blame. I'm glad she came forward with it, because if this man did this to anybody else, they also need to come forward, and his ass need to be fired. But y'all, do you all see the kind of shit that be going on? Like little shit. Thank God she came forward. And it, to me, it just raised the awareness of when I was younger and the little shit that we used to do and get ourselves in trouble, and then you not knowing that a fucking 31-year-old also is going to get in trouble. So to me, it was a slippery slope. I don't feel bad for his ass, to be honest with you. I do kind of feel bad for the mother, because I sort of don't think she tried to call her mom. So you try to call your mom, you lost your phone. It just don't hit right. It don't sound right. So I'll stay tuned. Next topic. You all. So it's just been going. People have just been fucking going crazy at these airports. So I posted a picture on my community wall of this man who was just standing on the wall. We'll see why I posted that picture. Is coming from this article here. So we have a woman at an airport, right? I don't know if y'all have been watching these TikTok videos that have been going on, where people have been claiming that they took the Pfizer vaccine and they shake. They have all these shaking symptoms. So this woman is at the airport and she's telling the Delta agent that she's experiencing these COVID symptoms, and she's shaking. So the woman, and they literally, if you look up TikTok, they are just shaking. People are just walking around. I've been shaking ever since I took the Pfizer vaccine. Well, bitch, you need to go to the doctor. Why are you making videos? If you got enough energy to make a video that's shaking, damn near giving me nausea, what are you doing? Wrong prescription, bitch. So you got them doing that. So she's at the Delta agent. The woman is like, "Ma'am, we can't help you. You have to go see one of the police security guard booths or a health booth. I'm only processing tickets for the flight." So she's going back and forth with the lady, arguing. So the woman goes behind and tries to pull the fire extinguisher. Now, this is a lot different than what we saw last week, where the woman was able to pull the fire extinguisher and extinguish it. Now, that man from last week, the security guard, he needs to watch this week's. So this woman gets detained, and she gets to throw in racial epithets and all kinds of stuff, but she gets detained. So check this shit out. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, here we go again. What is wrong with y'all and going in the airport and acting like a fucking ass? You are asking to be off.
Let go of one hand! Fucking ass! I will not give you. Record it! Record it! Record it! Record it! Record it! And record it! Record it! Because it's wrong! It's wrong! You're wrong.
Yeah, you wrong.
That's what her ass get. That's exactly what her ass get. You're wrong. Because you're wrong, and took her ass right the fuck up out of there. Now, she must have yelled something about you're uneducated or something like that. She has been arrested, and they're going to now. It's interesting. In this situation, she's being held for a terroristic threat, meaning she wanted to pull the fire extinguisher. In the other one, they're possibly exploring charges. Y'all see the differences in these situations, the discrepancies, how it's so vastly different in both. I'm shout out to dude for yanking that motherfucker up. That's the kind of man I want in the airport when I'm in the fucking airport. Okay. So make sure y'all hit that like button. We 44 minutes in. Thank you all to shout out to the crew who's here. I know there's a lot of shit going on. I know. But thank y'all for who's tuned in and who's here. And replay crew, thank y'all for it. When y'all do come catch it, thank you for being here too. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button. I can't record it. Okay. What up, Miss Toby? Is that when I pass my? You did 3 more to go halfway there. Shout out to you, Miss Bobby. Shout out. It's odd, but I do believe she probably trusted him as a security guard, but maybe she didn't even know what movie room she went in. It is very odd, and it has a lot of different angles. It has so many angles in that story. You just truly don't know which way it's going to go. You don't. But unfortunately, he's caught. That man caught. He's going to be gone. I would have been running like a white woman out of there. Nah, he was ugly. I wouldn't have been fast with nothing like that. Baby. I truly wanted to be the fact that he forced her to do this. That's what I really wanted to be. But on the other hand, you do have fast girls. As much as we talk about these fast ass little boys, we do. We see them pregnant and all kinds of stuff. So him being 31, yeah, you need your fast ass arrested. For real, for real. And thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. All right, so let's get into, oh my God. So this other story, this is some fucked up shit. You know how people say it be your own family? It be your own family? Baby, this man won $1 million in a lottery ticket, right? And this is coming to us out of Long Island, New York. So he won $1 million on a lottery ticket. However, he's from the islands. So he was like, I don't have my ID to properly cash this in. Cuz, can you come cash it in? Now, Cuz lived in Georgia, and she was like, hell yeah, I'll come cash it in. She drove overnight to New York to cash this in. That should have been a sign already. Like, damn, bitch, you hungry? So Cuz gets there. He gives her the ticket. She goes back home because they tell her you got to mail it in. So she don't tell him that. She just goes back home to Georgia. She mails it in for the $1 million. She goes back to her cousin and say, hey, it was actually only for $20,000. And with taxes and everything, you're only going to get $13,000. And she gives it to him in cash. And he was just like, what? So she drove home. Baby, how about a week later, a news article came out that this woman had won $1 million from a scratch off she bought in New York with her name in the article. So he reaches out to her like, cuz, hey, cuz, what's good? And she wasn't picking up. So she finally picks up and say, if you call me again, harass me, I'm going to get legal people involved. I don't have any more money. So he goes to the court. And so this is where the story picks up now. He goes to the court to have his cousin arrested. So she gets arrested and she gets charged. She's indicted by a full jury. They're sentencing her now in March to about 4 years in jail. Plus, she had to turn the money over to her cousin, which wasn't even all of the money. She had spent some of it. So she has restitution to pay to him. I said, now, this is a clear sign of when family goes fucking wrong. Y'all check this one out. I couldn't even imagine. First of all, I'm getting my papers in order before I turn my ticket in. I love my family dearly and my cousin, but I'm gonna be all involved in my $1 million lottery ticket. Are you kidding me? Ain't no way. It's not even possible. It's gonna happen to me. I love you, cuz. I love you down. You know I do, but nah, I'm gonna have my shit in order. All in order. So y'all check this one out.
A woman now faces up to 4 years in prison after pleading guilty to stealing her cousin's New York State Lotto jackpot. The Nassau County DA says the victim won a $1 million prize on a scratch-off ticket in 2020. Wishing to stay anonymous, he offered his cousin, Iris Amador Argueta, $50,000 to drive up Virginia and cash in the ticket. Authorities say then presented him with forged paperwork claiming he'd only won $20,000. He found out the truth after coming across a press release about the prize.
A shady hoe. A shady hoe. I couldn't imagine my cousin. What, cuz? What you doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Are you kidding me? I was going to cut you off, and you know I'd have been cutting you off still a little bit more, but you really going to shade me out like this? So the man got his money, and she's facing jail time. And I wouldn't fuck with her ass when she got out in 4 years. I will try to make it so miserable. I'll make sure everybody around her got a good-ass home or some shit. A good car. Make her look miserable. You funky hoe. So now that's a crazy story, but this is an even crazier story. So my question to y'all is, if you got pulled over by a police officer, right, for drunk driving, what would you do to try to get out of that drunk driving ticket if options were available? If options were available, let's say the police officer options were available. What would you be willing to do? I said, I was asking myself, what would you be willing to do to get out of a drunk driving arrest? I said, I'd probably, for me, it would probably be monetary. Like, okay, I give you like for the next month, or, I'll probably hit you off. Well, y'all want to know what this one lady did? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe her. But she did it. She did. She did. She did. Where is it? Wait. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. It didn't even transfer. Fuck my life. It didn't even transfer. When you try to be prepared, sometimes you just can't be that prepared. The damn video didn't even transfer. Anyhow, so we have this female. She gets pulled over for drunk driving on January 15th, 2023. And she's really not trying to get her ass arrested. And so this is what she does. Come on. Please do this quickly. It's gonna take forever. I'm sorry, group. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all, man. That man is crazy. Okay. Baby, no. I don't play that shit. Not with my family. Y'all, are you kidding me? We're just gonna have to hold off. Oh my God, I cannot believe it. Can't believe it. Well, I'm gonna hold on that story. We move on to the next one. I'll just come back to that one. We'll put a pin in that one because I don't want to take no time up on that. So let's just break into some updates real quick while this is uploading to my channel. So I don't know if y'all heard updates about Tyre Nichols. So Tyre Nichols, more information has come out. Now I think the biggest shocker about this whole entire story is to find out that it's 5 black police officers. Now, if you don't remember, Tyre Nichols is the guy who was tased by these police officers and stunned to the ground. And the video footage was what they were arguing to get. These people have also, of course, everybody got Ben Crump. They've retained Ben Crump. And so on Monday, their video footage of Tyre Nichols and what happened to him was released. And baby, the family said it was so devastating. We're going to listen to the mother and what she had to say. And it's so sad. It's so sad. But I think the hardest thing is to know that, knowing that this isn't even and I'm going to say this and y'all might be mad at me. This isn't black on black. People wanted to say that, oh, look, that's just black on black crime. No, this ain't. This is still blue on black. I look at these men as police officers on black crime because you know what? They did it while they were in uniform, when they should have known better, while they had the authority to decide the best course of action, and they chose not. That's what I look at it as. And the lesson needs to go up the motherfucking chain. And so immediately, of course, they come out here. The Memphis Police Department has concluded its administrative investigation into the tragic death of Mr. Tyre Nichols. After a thorough review of the circumstances surrounding this incident, we have determined that 5 MPD officers violated multiple department policies, including excessive use of force, duty to intervene, and duty to render aid. No fucking kidding. No kidding. Now, mind you, this was the guy who was pulled over by an unmarked police car. He got out the car. He ran. Remember, he ran the first time, and they were trying to, get him detained. He broke away and ran again. And that again is when he suffered his most fatal blow. And so we never knew what exactly happened. And so as we got more information about what actually happened through the eyes and lens, because they're not going to put the footage out here for us. They let the family see it, but they're not putting it out for us because it's too graphic. Not because they don't want to. It's too graphic. That will incite a bunch of riots and protests. So the first comment we got from the family when they saw this video was, he was defenseless the entire time. He was a human pinata for those police officers. It was an unadulterated, unabashed, non-stop beating of this young boy for 3 minutes, the attorney said. So again, I go to, are you kidding me? That isn't black on black. That's, I'm a black person who has police authority, and you are not listening to me. So therefore, now I need to go one step further, because I had to think about it. If they took their uniforms off and they were in the hood individually and they pulled some shit like this, it wouldn't go down the same way. First of all, I think way more people would be involved. You're not doing that. So in my mind, I said, no, I don't think it's a black on black. However, you also have this man, one of the police officers here, and it's the guy, the dark-skinned guy. He's the second middle picture on the top. He's also recently been charged with police misconduct and excessive force. I think it was earlier of January 2021. He was charged with excessive force. Now, that person wasn't a black person. It was actually a female, a white female in that situation, but he was charged. So there's a history of excessive force with one of these police officers. And it's sad to know that it don't fucking matter. When you put that uniform on, we do have bad cops, even on our side. Even on our side. Y'all beat this man like he was a pinata for that long. It took 5 of y'all. I'm glad we got the optics, because Roman was ready to go off on like, okay, so he was going to be, I thought it was all white men. I'm glad we got more information. And you bitches aren't any fucking better to just sit there and beat this man twice for fleeing. All of y'all, the fuck kind of training did y'all get? I mean, what really? So then we get the second comment from the mom, and she says, the mother was unable to get through viewing the first minute of the footage after hearing Tyre ask, "What did I do?" on the video. Crump said, at the end of the footage, Nichols can be heard calling for his mother 3 times. And I can imagine when you're in that moment of despair, when you feel like, damn, what did I do? Like, all of the clear indication of what you're doing is way too much. What did I do? Like, what the fuck? I'm sure. Now, remember, in my first time reporting on this, I said, absolutely, when an unmarked car pulls you over and you're not sure, don't get out and run, because you could lose your life. You should definitely call somebody, but that still doesn't make it right for this man that has his life taken at the hands of us because y'all some police officers. That whole machoism, that whole blue, no, fuck that shit. Again, the training needs to go all the way around. You don't just have some bad guys on our side, on their side. It's some on our side too. I faced it myself. How many times have we faced that one black cop who just, like, dog, are you kidding me right now? Be several times I walk in the mall or I walk in the store and it's a black officer looking at me like, dog, we really? So it's a lot of implicit biasness that they don't even know they have. Just by wearing a uniform, they feel like there's this expectation that you obey me. No, nigga, I pay you. That's what I do. I'll ask you the fucking questions until I've done something wrong. What's going on with the traffic, sir? Okay? Like, I completely the wrong thing to do. So y'all check this mother out. Again, I told you all she saw the video on Monday. It's gonna be a little bit, to me, it was sad to watch her share her feelings about what happened to her child and watching his final moment. So check this one out. And no son deserves this. And shout out to the crew. Y'all make sure I hit that like button. Appreciate you.
All my son was trying to do was get home. That's all he tried to do. They stopped him. Less than 80 yards away when they murdered him. Yes, I said murdered.
That's right.
Because when I walked into that room, it was already dead. the hospitals, they kept him alive. But my son died on January 7th. And we're going to get justice for my son. That's the last breath I take.
That's right. Amen.
Because at the end of the day, my son and no son deserves this at all.
At all. And it don't matter who it comes from. At the end of the day, wrong is wrong. And it's so sad that it came out to be that it was these 5 fucking officers. I'm sure they got cousins and relatives and brothers and uncles who could have possibly been in a situation like that. Would you want somebody to be beating on them like that? Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? No empathy, no sympathy. So we have that. Then we also have an update on Keenan Anderson. So now we have the family here where they're the family's at the point where they're interested in launching a $50 million lawsuit against the city of LA after police use for their excessive use of a stun gun. And so here's the family at the press release too. So precious. That's his son in the front too. So precious. So precious. Rest in peace, Keenan. Rest in peace, man. So the attorney basically came out and made a statement that if you tase someone with 50,000 watts of electrical energy 6 times, is there really any wonder that moments later his heart will begin to flutter? Is there any wonder why 4 hours later his heart could no longer withstand the pressure from that taser and gave up, leaving a 5-year-old boy in his wake? And so the claim also alleges that officers failed to follow proper city training on the dangers of asphyxiation while handcuffing Anderson, and that they conspired to distort information in false police reports. And so this is clear. This is clear as day. They got a $50 million lawsuit. Of the $50 million, where is of the 50 million, I think 35 million is damages, 15 million is going to the estate to support the young man, the young boy. They've retained Ben Crump. And so on January 3rd, this all went down. And so they instantly launched an internal investigation. Now the mayor is calling on these officers to be placed on leave. Do you know these officers are still technically assigned, though they are not on patrol duty, but they're still assigned a desk job. So they're still in office. The mayor is calling for them to be removed. And so now, remember we said mental health, when you have people with mental health, we don't know what Keenan Anderson was suffering. So they've got a new ploy for mental health now. So in LA, they have this thing where you can call a mental health unit to come out with the police officer to respond. And they're saying that you should have called them in this case. So the union comes out and says, no, we did exactly what we were supposed to do. So they're saying, the union officers are saying, but police union officials say the officers did nothing wrong and that the outcomes of the cases would not have been different had mental health evaluators been summoned, since those evaluators are not allowed to interact with violent suspects until armed officers are able to secure the scene and make sure there are no threats. Now, mind you, leading up to this, I told you they had a whole week span of excessive force, people dying from police brutality. So they're saying in all 3 of these fucking cases, had they called a mental health official, it still wouldn't have done nothing because the suspects were violent. We needed to detain them. But it caused you to launch 3, 6, several times of 50,000 volts of electric shock to this man's body to detain them. It sounds like some training needs to go on. So they also are pushing this too. They're saying that the LAPD Force Investigation Division is now looking into whether the officers' actions can be considered a categorical use of force because they're now conducting an independent toxicology testing because they have the preliminary toxicology screen on his blood tested positive for cocaine and marijuana. And so what they want to prove is that he was under the influence under the time, which they consider to be a threat, not only a threat to himself, but a threat to public, which will justify them using the excessive force. So like I said, the family got a $50 million lawsuit out here. It's going to keep them on the fire. More information is going to have to come out about the situation. Now that they got a lawsuit, you have to depose so many people. This was completely excessive. And you have multiple cases during the same time frame. I don't see them getting off on this, but it's hard pressed that these fucking police officers, you all, they have not been fired or suspended. They're still getting paid thanks to a fucking union and their whole reasoning around the need for a medical health evaluator to show up. The fuck is that? So on one hand, we need more mental health professions to help police officers, and then on the other hand, they not really gonna do nothing. What do we need them to become armed now? So that's where we are with Keenan Anderson. Rest in peace, Keenan Anderson. Rest in peace, Tyre Nichols. And I hope it's justice served for them quickly and swiftly. And shout out to y'all. King Roman in chat. I gotta head to work. Thank you, Hot Spicy T. Thank you. I appreciate you for being here too. They did abuse their power. That was horrible what they did to him. Absolutely. Now, I know y'all heard about Sammie. This shit is so weird. So Sammie's mom, okay, Sammie's mom, some weird ass shit. And here's her booking shot. You can clearly see by the eyes that she's under the influence. So Sammie's mom on January 12th in her red SUV was driving down the road, and then she stopped in the middle of the road and just began firing shots. She fired shots at cars that drove past, and she also fired shots into a parked car. Now, one of the shots struck a vehicle that was holding this mother of two and recently married. Her name is Nichols Collier, 27 years old. She was out shopping for groceries to bring back home to cook some dinner for the family. And it struck her, instantly killed. And so at the time, no one knew what happened because it was a random car, the car she drove off. Well, they apprehended her, they found mom, and come to find out she's Sammie's mom. And I'm like, how fucking embarrassing. How embarrassing. You know drugs involved. You know she's substance abuse is completely involved. Do y'all want to know what she thought? Here's her reason. When interviewed by detectives, Baxter said she didn't remember the day the shootings occurred, but remembered multiple vehicles were following her. According to an arrest affidavit, she told detectives she pulled her gun out in the same area the shooting happened and shot in the air because a woman was following her. She admitted to shooting at several other cars the day Collier was killed. So now we have somebody who lost her fucking life because of your drug abuse, drug habits. I bet you when they do a toxicology report, and if they do pull it out, they're going to find something in her system. And so Sammie took to social media to respond. In consideration of the recent news, I would first like to express my most sincere condolences to the family of Mrs. Collier. I understand the severity of the allegations, but I do not have any additional information. At this time, I respectfully request privacy for not only my family, but the family of Mrs. Collier. Thank you. And that's what he goes and posts to his social media, IG. And I know he's embarrassed. I'd be fucking embarrassed. Because then I started wondering, does he have a close connection with his mom? You know, all those things started rummaging through my brain. Y'all check this clip out of this situation. And it's a sad thing. Rest in peace, Nichols Collier. And make sure y'all hit that like button, crew. Thank y'all for being here, holding it down with me. I appreciate it.
January 12th shooting death of Nichols Collier. Arrested Angela Denise Baxter on charges of second-degree murder and shooting or throwing a missile into a vehicle.
Collier was killed on Powers Drive last week, driving home to bring her food to her husband and daughters. Haley Crumble Home is live with what led to Orange County Sheriff's Office to arrest Baxter. Haley.
So on the same day that Collier was killed, a sheriff's deputy was actually flagged down by a victim that said they had been shot at by a woman in a red car. And just a few days later, another victim came forward saying they had also been shot on that same day. Now, according to that arrest affidavit, it says that the third victim led deputies to a witness who said they saw Angela shoot at least one of the victim's cars. A search warrant at Baxter's home ultimately discovered multiple firearms, including a Taurus 38 special revolver. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement analyzed the bullet that killed Nikeba Collier and determined it was fired from that gun. The arrest affidavit states Baxter told investigators she had multiple guns for protection because she claimed the Orange County Sheriff's Office had been stalking her. Now, that affidavit also says that Baxter said she had fired a gun into the air on January 9th or 10th because she believed someone was following her, and that she shot it multiple times at cars on another occasion, again, because she thought she was being followed. Live in Orange County, Haley Crumblehome, West 2 News.
What the fuck? You thought people were following you? So you fired? So you just gonna shoot at police officers? You need to be locked up, ma'am. Lock her ass up. Sorry, Sammie. Your mom needs to be locked up. She also needs a psych evaluation because she don't need to be in the public. You just randomly shooting at people driving past. That is so irresponsible. That is so ugly of a person. You don't know who could have been the target. Let's just say it was somebody you knew. The fuck is wrong with people? And now this man and his daughters don't have their mother and wife and mother because of your senseless ass. And I thought police were following me. Lord, I could have been driving. Random, dumbass. You need to be, you get, again, when I always say, y'all, the lessons weren't learned somewhere along the line. Honey, I don't know if you got off your meds and got on some other kind, but this was fucked up. And not to mention how selfish of you to just embarrass your son, to just embarrass the man. It's so embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. Oh, Sammie, what happened to your mom? I'm sure he don't want nobody asking him nothing. I mean, the post pretty much says, I have no other information. It's embarrassing. I bet you don't. I understand the severity of the allegations, but I do not have any additional information. At this time, I respectfully request privacy from not only my family, but the family of Mrs. Collier. You know, woman, you got to do better. She's going to face some serious ass time. Fucking embarrassing. And hey, the mean girl. Good morning. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. Thank you, T. Trisha, for being here. You too, and everyone have an amazingly blessed, productive, and stress-free workday. You too. Thank you, boo. Hey, Jay Parrish. Hey, you too. You have a great week and on purpose too. Thank you. Thank y'all for coming through. Make sure y'all hit that like button too. So that was Sammie. Now, y'all, I posted this on my community wall. This right here. Aretha Franklin's Natural Woman deemed offensive by the trans community. And it popped up first from the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail had picked this up because they had saw this tweet, and the tweet in particular was, saw this post on the account. And if you notice, it says joined November 2009. However, they just started the first tweet in January of 2023. So this account had been around for a while. Founded January 2023 exclusively by trans individuals promoting cultural changes to ensure the inclusivity of trans individuals. So in the tweet in particular, you get Aretha Franklin's 1968 song Natural Woman perpetuates multiple harmful anti-trans stereotypes. There's no such thing as a natural woman. This song has helped inspire acts of harm against transgender women. So the TCMA is requesting it is removed from Spotify and Apple Music. So that's what the Daily Mail reported. And I saw it and I said, well, let me see what the crew think. And you all responded like, all right, just like me, are you fucking nuts? Now y'all doing too much. My first thing was, this is a slippery slope. So what's next? We can't watch old movies. Home Alone's too fucking much. Like, it was a lot of, it's a slippery slope, and it's a dangerous slippery slope. I don't want to get here where we start erasing culture and erasing things from our past simply to appease the now. We can't do that, because then you have to do it for every little thing. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So I saw that, and we had a lot of folks in the comments. And shout out to Invictus Knowledge, who picked up first before I saw anybody else pick up. Invictus Knowledge was like, it's funny how this account was founded just January 2023, Roman. And I'm like, I see. And then he's like, and notice it, I guarantee you, he or she was alluding to the fact that the account might be spam. It might be a way to bait the community. And so I'm like, it's absolutely baiting the community. So then I wake up this morning and I see this headline: Aretha Franklin natural woman diss was satire, trans activists now claim. And so the activists, after getting so much backlash, so much heat, and I'm sure the Aretha Franklin estate reached out like, listen here, you better sit this shit out. And so they went to update their account, and now you'll see they have parody and satire, but it's still the Trans Cultural Mindfulness Alliance. And they're still going to be promoting different ideas, but they're going to come from a parody and satire way. And so they go on to say, this is satirical. The user who did not provide his or her real name wrote to the post. Now, here's my fucking thing. Go play satire with some other shit. Go play satire with Elon Musk. Go play satire with Trump. Go play satire with something else. But this kind of shit, you can really cause divisiveness, not only outside of the community, but within our own community. Because it was a lot of us coming out like, hold the fuck up. Hell no, we won't go. That's not right. Are you kidding me? Out of all the songs, you want Aretha Franklin song? And so after realizing it's a parody and how much divisiveness it can stir up, my message to our community is to first always really lead with your own instinct. There's a lot of times where shit get put out here just for us to be baited. Lead with your gut instinct. Does this sound like it's plausible? Do you think this is something real? Do you think Aretha Franklin song? No, then stand in your position and move the fuck on. Let's not get bogged down. Let's not be divided. I don't hate trans women or trans men or any of my other members of the Alliance community. But I certainly wouldn't want a parody account to come in and cause divisiveness between us. Oh, now we don't like each other over a song. Fuck out of here. So I'm glad that it came out that this was a whole fucking parody, because it was going to be some shit. It really was going to, if this was really something and they really did decide that they wanted to remove her song, do you know how much bullshit would have came from that? So what do y'all think about it? Let me see. What's up? What's up, Joe? What up, Joe? Some of them become officers just to bully people. Oh, police officers? Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Baby, tell me all the way about it. Tell me about it. So I'm glad y'all didn't take the bait on that. And I'm glad that we had some folks in our chat in our comments who already knew who was hip to game. Now, back to the story about what would you do if a police officer put you over and you were granted any option to get out. I told you, it would be monetary. It would be financial. Okay? It would be a bribe. You know what I'm saying? But if you had the option. Well, check out what this woman decided to do when she got pulled over. Let me see if I want to edit. And make sure y'all hit that like button. Come on. It's a processing. Oh, thank you.
Smell it. I'm getting in front of my car.
Like, please let me go hide in front of the place. I'm drunk.
I know you're drunk. I can smell it.
I know.
So now you're DWI too.
Please don't do that. I fuck you.
No.
I'm not.
Stop talking.
I don't have no STDs.
Stop talking.
I swear.
Stop talking.
Fuck it.
Stop. Stop.
I will fuck you. Escape. Please.
Stop.
My kid.
I don't care. Turn around.
I'm drunk. You want to let me go to jail? Seriously, come on. Like, I will fuck you. Like, I have no STDs. Let me go.
Go ahead and
Just say
too.
I will not do.
I'm getting in front of my car.
Like, please let me go hide in front of your face. I'm drunk.
I know you're drunk. I can smell it.
I know.
So now you're DWI too.
Please don't do that. I fuck you. I'm not.
How embarrassing, woman. First of all, he didn't even know you were drunk until you just admitted it on yourself on camera. You went from just a little worse to all the way fucked up worse. So this girl got pulled over in a traffic stop because she was swerving in and out of a lane and ended up getting pulled over by this police officer. And her first thing was, "I'll fuck you. I'll fuck you. I'm clean. I'm clean. Listen, I'm clean. I'll fuck you. No, I can't get a ticket." Really? Really? All right. Oh, okay. All right. And this man was like, "Not today. I ain't going. All right. All right." Yeah, sit your arse down. Okay. Right. It doesn't help for the equality of community. It just causes way more mess. Hope you got some rest, some good rest. You too. I hope you did too, Mrs. G. Good morning. Thank you for coming through. Hey, crew. Thank y'all for coming through. Mama Chapman. Oh no, she said, "I ain't getting that ticket." Well, she should have kept her crazy butt in the house. If she was that scared of jail, she would have known better than to drink and drive. Period. Okay, Claudia, thank you for coming through. Thank you. Wow, I think it worked for her before. Okay, I'm sitting here like she really was like on some. The girl was like, "I will fuck you. I will fuck you." Now, see, I know damn well, and personally, I know better than to try some shit like that. I would never, ever try some shit like that. And you got to always be mindful. Fuck, the feds are watching, bitch. The cops are watching. The police are watching. They recording you. You got to be a dummy not to know that there's dash cam on almost every police officer's car now. Are you slow? You basically said, "Take me to jail, sir. Just take me in. I want to go. Take me." All right, so now I want to get into this last story. Okay. It's a really, really sad story. And this is a situation when you should be careful about the things that you say. Period. I'm gonna say that. Things that you say to people, because you never know how crazy people are. So we have this woman. She's 33. Her name's Kayla Kelly. And look at Kayla Kelly. A woman who found out her boyfriend was actually married was killed after she said she'd expose his lies. Now, before I even tell this story, it is a very dangerous game when you try to blackmail someone. That is very dangerous. You never know the temperament of someone being under the pressure of blackmail. Even me, I know I go crazy under blackmail pressure. So you never know. You have to be careful about that shit. And this is a prime example. Though it was very wrong what this man did, but this is a prime example. So Kayla and Ocastor is his name. Kayla and Ocastor had been dating it up since the summer. They met online through Facebook, and they had been dating it up the whole summer. He told her his name was Kevin Brown and that he had no wife. He was just out, single and mingling. Well, she fucked around and found out his name, who he was, looked him up, found out he got a wife, and told her friends. And her friends was like, "Wow, what you gonna do?" And she's like, "I'm gonna expose him. I'm gonna tell his wife." Now, we've did an exposing story before where a girl outed a guy for being an asshole and shit like that. And we saw the backlash that he had. He was going off on her. So this guy, after she confronted him and told him, he said that, it's nothing, it's really not anything, blah, blah, blah. Well, on January 4th of this year, she texts the wife. She just out the blue texts the wife. And she says something along the lines of, "I got a message for you. I got something you need to know." Now, the wife didn't pay no mind, but she did tell the husband. So on January 10th, the Kayla decides that she's taking Kevin, aka Ocastor, to work. Now, she didn't know that Ocastor knew that the wife had told him about the text message. So this is where the story goes mucky. All of a sudden, after she takes him to work, No one hears nothing of her again. He gets an Uber ride back to his crib, and then shortly thereafter, the wife reports that their car is missing. He done took his car and drove it to the scene, lit her car on fire, killed her, and buried her in some fields, all because this woman knew his secret about him being married. Now I said to myself, that is nothing to die over. People cheat in relationships all the time. In fact, we're going to talk about that in a second. People cheat in relationships all the time. Certainly not something to kill someone over, unless she was pregnant, unless she had a baby, or something else. So this creeped me all out. So she goes on saying she discovered his true identity and that he was married. And according to police, she told her friends she was going to expose Kevin and tell his wife everything. So she texted the wife. The affidavit said that Ferguson's wife told police that she received a text message from an unknown number on January 4th saying they needed to tell her something. And based on the language in the text, she believed it was sent by the woman. So check this shit out. It's so sad. Another tragedy. You both were in the wrong for cheating. Nobody was in the win beforehand. But to certainly kill each other for your own fucking discrepancies, my God. My God. The fuck? Nobody gets justice in this situation. The wife is just forced. She might as well be single, like she should have been.
And killing of a McKinney woman is now charged with a murder. New court documents reveal the trail of breadcrumbs investigators followed that put Ocastor Ferguson at the center of their investigation into Kayla Kelly's disappearance and death. Records say the two were dating, but Kelly had recently learned Ferguson was married, had given her a fake name, and investigators say she threatened to tell his wife. Fox 4's Blake Hansen is in McKinney with the latest. Blake.
Yeah, Steve, we noticed tonight that those jail records now reflect the murder charge against Ferguson. Still no announcement from the sheriff's office about that charge at this point in time. But we did learn more through additional documents from an arson charge that helped fill in the timeline. Few seem to travel down this dead-end dirt county road in Frisco. It's becoming a dumping ground, sheltered on either side by utility equipment and woods. And it is on this road where court documents say 32-year-old Ocastor Ferguson dumped Kayla Kelly's vehicle and set it on fire. Court records obtained by Fox 4 Friday for the arson charge say Ferguson obtained a lighter and a gas can on January 10, 2023 during the day. A separate set of court records say Kelly's phone was last used that night at 6:59 p.m. The last location of her phone was in the area of Ferguson's work in the Dallas area. Records say he stated he was with Kelly on January 10th and went to her residence after she picked him up from work around 11 o'clock. Even though phone records suggest he went to his residence in Grand Prairie before heading to Kelly's. NTTA records show Kelly's vehicle traveled north on the North Dallas Tollway into North Frisco in the early morning hours. Investigators say cell phone records put Ferguson in the area of Kelly's burned vehicle and that surveillance footage shows smoke in the early morning hours. Records then say Ferguson got a ride home from a rideshare service back to his home in Grand Prairie. A witness eventually reported the burned vehicle was found on the 12th, one day after Kelly was reported missing. Crews discovered Kelly's body Wednesday in a shallow grave not far from Ferguson's Grand Prairie home. Investigators have not shared what led them there.
This is an ongoing homicide investigation, so there are many aspects of the case that we're not ready to disclose at this time.
The Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office still has no cause of death listed for Kayla Kelly. We expect to learn more information on Monday when additional court documents could be available.
So fucking tragic. All of this tragedy. You know, and I always have to talk about the full circle of what was wrong. I can't just pinpoint one thing because, of course. So for me, initially, once you found out this man was married and who he really was, move the fuck on. Move on. I could see if y'all was married and you caught him cheating. Then exposing for me, I understand. But you were just as wrong as he was, baby. You were. You were. Once you realize that, oh, he's married, let me step away. There's no need to expose. Yeah, you want to let the wife know. Yeah, you want to let, but to the detriment of your death. Now, you couldn't foresee that you would die by texting this woman or saying anything, but you're playing with fire. It's dangerous as hell. I certainly would have backed away. Oh my God, you got all this falsity in your life. I wouldn't have cared to even go one step further. That's just me. Let me make sure I'm good first. Let me move myself on first before I then have to get my own vengeance, you know? And I think time would have done her well, some time, just stepping away from the situation. But we don't know how deep she was in love with this man. You never know what the D could do to you and all other stuff. Second thing that was wrong was this man. You were wrong all the way. You were the main person who knew you were wrong all the way around. And you wanted to off her for your wrongs, which is a clear sign that you don't know how to you don't deal with your own wrongs in your real life. You always try to eliminate them, kill them. It's a whole psyche behind this shit. It's like when you profile a murderer. So you offed her because she was going to out you. So what other shit in your life is unknown, untold? It just it makes me wonder. And then, the wife. I'm wondering what the conversation she had when she received that text message with the husband. I'm just wondering, did that ignite anything for him? Did she notice any changes? Did she notice any signs? Like I'm looking at it all the way around, like, wow, I couldn't believe it. The girl lost her life and she was thinking she was dating somebody single. And then the husband, he's still here to talk about it, but he's going to be locked up, of course. And then now the wife, she's going to be single how she should have been. It's funny how the universe will conspire to get you where you need to be and how you should be in its own funny way. So rest in peace to Kayla Kelly, 33-year-old woman, shouldn't have lost her life from a fling that she had over the summer with this guy on Facebook and finding out his real identity. You got to do your fucking research. Crazy. People need to start picking wisely to gracefully walk away. Okay? Do your research before you mess with a person. We got all this technology, people. Okay, yep, remove yourself, period. I'd have been all out. Bye. Bye-bye. Now, I'm going to take this question one step further, crew. So if you are, let's say you're in a relationship with someone who gives you everything in the world, right? Would you allow them to cheat? Would you allow them to do what they want, to go out and sow their oats and do the cheating because they're giving you everything you want? Or would you put your foot down and say, you know what? I'd rather my heart. I want to know what y'all think. I really do. Before I show y'all this response, because there's a response. A woman did respond to this question. I want to know what the women in the crew and the men in the crew, what do you all think? Would you, if your significant other gave you everything, you didn't have to work, gave you everything you needed, would you allow them a pass at cheating? Me? Nah. I'm too emotionally connected. I told y'all I'm territorial. So I'm interested to know what y'all think. Let me know. And then I'll be honest, not everybody is the same. We all got different ways of handling it. Nope, because I am Miss Independent. I got my own. Okay. Well, according to this woman, check this out.
So could you share your man with somebody if he gave you everything you wanted?
I share these men for less because they're going to go cheat anyway.
They're going to go cheat anyway.
So if I know for sure that he's going to give me everything I wanted, I will voluntarily share. Because we involuntarily share these men all the time. They cheat. My man probably cheating as we speak. I don't give a damn. I'm working.
Literally. Like, what I'm going to do? Stop it?
Yeah, we don't stop it. I've been cheated on. You've been cheated on. You've been cheated on. The person who watching this, the person who comment about to get cheated on. If you've been cheated on, comment me too.
Thoughts? Now, I've heard people say that all the time. I've heard that comment, everybody gets cheated on. Yeah, once or twice, but to just allow it because it's the thing, that ain't going over here. Do you love yourself? What? Nah, that ain't flying over here. But according to this woman, baby, she said allow it to happen. I need my pride. Okay, I couldn't do it. Do what the hell you want, and I'm going to do what I want and spend your money. Hell no. Hey, Oxity 805 Queen, thank you for coming back, bro. No, honey, I tell mine, if you don't want me and want something else, let me know and I will let you go. Y'all saying no, no, but if y'all man or woman was a multi-billion millionaire or billionaire, y'all would not leave. Multi-millionaire or billionaire. Knowing me, I'd probably be looking for an exit strategy. I'm way too emotionally invested. I'm telling you, I'm way too emotionally invested. And I always be on some, what does he got that I ain't got? Like, I don't want to go to that insecure place for me. So I know I would have to detach. I would have to, or I'll be a miserable person. But trust me, if I'm married to a billionaire, King Roman is definitely stacking. He's figuring out an exit strategy. Baby, I'm getting my coins lined up to get out. But that ain't love to me. You can't just be with me. You know, I don't know. I don't know. She young and ain't found her a real man because they ain't all like that. Now look, someone may have cheated on me, but I'm not giving no fucking permission. A ninja, you okay? Period. You're not gonna just outright tell me you finna cheat on me. Are you kidding me or shitting me? You got me confused. And then she said that they cheat anyways. You know, they gonna cheat anyways. I would be out. All money ain't good money. Joe said, "Listen, I'm taking it. You wrong, Joe. There's a lot of strong women out here that got their own that will not get taken advantage of. If I had a billion, trust me, I've been stacking money, so I'm good to do. I'm good too. To buy. I'd leave that million and with some money. Okay? I'm telling you, I'd definitely be leaving with some money. Are you kidding me? Nope. I know me. Right. Baby, do I? Baby, I'm telling you. Fuck around, not my feelings. You can't play with my emotions like that. And shout out to the crew. Thank y'all for being here. I told y'all again, I know it was a lot. It's gonna be heavy because there's so much going on in these YouTube streets. But I appreciate y'all for coming through for a local news report today. We got through so much stuff today. We talked about any and everything. We kicked it off with, of course, the quote of the day, in which I said, "What others think about you isn't important. Your only job is to keep growing and glowing." And I said, use our 4 themes that we got in December as a way to measure yourself: affirmations, convictions, evolution. How are you evolving? And also, do you have faith in yourself? Use that to guide you so you don't have to compare yourself and worry about what other people think about you. And then this quote for Black men and for anyone is that 2023 must be the year of accountability. If you see me slipping, grab me. If you see me falling, catch me. If you see me procrastinating, shake me, please. And if you catch me sleeping, wake me. Tighten up every circle till ain't no more holes in this boat. And that goes for y'all crew. Same with me. Tighten me up. Keep me on my toes. Um, Emails, engaging, all that stuff. Let me know. I opened up the live, our live from this weekend because Shay wanted to watch it and she's not a member, and I said of course I'll open it for you. So let me know. Y'all always can reach out. Tighten me up too. That goes for me too. So we talked about the bus driver who was slapped after a physical altercation with another parent. This lady was not letting these kids off the bus because they didn't have the proper identification on their book bags, and so she said no and decided to speed the bus off. Kids literally were jumping out the window. You got to check that out. We talked about this Michigan school board member who's facing calls to resign after tweeting "whiteness is evil." Her name is Keisha Graham, and baby, when I tell Keisha Hamilton, and when I tell you these tweets they're a lot. So they're asking for her to be resigned, but a lot of her contemporaries and a lot of people are coming to her rescue. So we're gonna stay tuned to that. We talked about this security guard who sexually battered a 15-year-old at a Florida movie theater. She apparently didn't have a ride home because her friend's grandfather wouldn't take her home, and she lost her cell phone, and her mom wouldn't pick up her phone. So her and the security guard were looking for the phone and stumbled into a movie theater that they didn't even go inside, and that's where the sexual assault occurred. So we're here. We're here. Shame on him. And he does need to go to jail because who knows how many people he's taking advantage of like this too, as well as the daughter needs to be talked to about what really happened that night. Because, y'all know me. We talked about this airport pass. All these fucking airport passengers going crazy, throwing a tantrum in the airport. But this time, she got detained the right way. So you gotta check that video out. We talked about a cousin stealing her cousin's lottery ticket, $1 million. Tried to get a man 20,000, talking about some because he couldn't cash it because he didn't have the right identification. So he told her to do it. She drove up and did it for him. When she cashed it, she only gave him 20, said it was only worth 20,000. So he took her ass to court. Now she's facing 4 years in jail, and she could only fork over $300,000 out of all the money she won for him. Fucking bananas. We talked about our Tyre Nichols update and how it's these 5 officers and how shame on them. Given everything we go through, shame on y'all allowing the blue police officer uniform to really infringe upon what you understood to be rights for everyone, equal rights. Like, just because you got a suit on don't mean that you should treat anyone any different. We talked about Keenan Anderson and how their family is seeking $50 million in damages, 35 in damages, and $15 million for the child's estate in their press conference on Monday. And it's so sad. Rest in peace, Keenan Anderson. And then we talked about Sammie's mom, how she was just carelessly out there shooting randomly because she thought the police were after her. So, ma'am, you're saying that if you saw a police officer, you were going to shoot at one? Yeah, you need to get your ass arrested. Sorry, Sammie. And he came out here to let us know that he had no additional information, and he requests that we respect his privacy and the family of Miss Collier's privacy. Rest in peace to Nakeba Collier. She was just out grocery shopping to go home to feed her husband and her 2 daughters, and she was just randomly targeted. We talked about Ocastor Ferguson and the woman who was going to blackmail, basically exposed him for having an affair. And unfortunately, she wasn't able to do that because he got to her before she could get to him. We also touched upon this Aretha Franklin situation, which came out to be a parody, a hoax. Now we're trying to figure out if this account is just going to keep tweeting parody stuff targeted to the LGBTQ community, IA community, because this could be very divisive. So we'll stay tuned to that. So we have a lot of ground we covered today. Thank y'all. Oh, thank y'all for being here. Shout out to the crew. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Great show. Thank you. Hit the like button, y'all. Yes, what is our likes on? I know y'all ain't gonna stunt. It's just, the people who just stopping in and stopping out. Let me see what our likes look like. What the likes look like, though. I'm at 34. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Need something different. Hold up. Let me grab this blonde wig. Meet Vanessa. King Roman knows you read my comment just like I wrote it with attitude. Baby, because I'm telling you, I'm getting y'all, baby. I'm starting to understand half of y'all. Okay, I'm red balling back. Thank you. I'm still all this drama going on. It was a lot. It's a lot. I still haven't caught up. Thank you, Zab. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the like. And to the replay crew, if you made it this far, I appreciate you for watching the live this morning. Check me out. I'll be back live tomorrow morning where we'll get into hot topics. And we got some things to talk about. We're going to get into Beyonce and her performance. Not just her performance, but how Queen B got a little axie. She got a little accidenti going on with her right now. We're going to talk about Rock Nation tomorrow. We're going to get into Kanye and some other things. So please come back tomorrow in the morning. I appreciate y'all for being here. If I really care about that person, no. Thank you, Jay Parrish. Thank you. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. I see y'all. I will definitely see y'all tomorrow in the morning on time. And y'all have a great day. And remember that quote I just shared with y'all. Don't worry about what other people think about you. Just worry about your own growth and your own glow up. That's it. That's all. That's it. And that's all. And until next time, crew. Until next time. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. Stay healthy. Stay dehydrated. Stay stress-free. Okay? Smile before you frown. I always try to do that. When somebody pisses me off, I try to just even crack it. Even if you go to the frown, go to smile first. Smile and frown. Let that be your first emotion. Bitch, I smile first. That be mine. I laugh first. So try to do that first. Try to have a great day. And I'll catch up with y'all tomorrow morning. Shout out to the motherfucking crew. Deuces.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through, gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News.